Hey folks, Derek here, and you're listening to an NC Cutting Edge Counseling production. NCCEC is a trauma therapy practice based in North Carolina. Learn more at NCCEC.com. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Mindscapes and Magic for more content, and come hang out with us in our Discord for episode discussions. Content warnings and where to find us will be found in the episode descriptions. Let's do a fucking show!
Are we ready?
Flip, flap, floop.
Yeah.
Damn, Snyder.
I'm the worst.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
I'm just kidding.
Bravo.
But he only is in the sense of the vocal stems. It's usually when somebody's talking, and it doesn't come through their mic, but I do still have to edit it out.
And I already edited out some of them before Derek gets to them.
There's a lot.
It's okay. I also edit out a lot of my just laughing.
My coughing.
Yeah.
That one does get picked up.
Yeah, that one gets picked up on all of the mics.
I try.
It's okay.
I'm sorry. I have asthma. It's bad.
It's less the cough. It's the. There's a lot of those, and I know I do it too.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
Especially Haley.
Yeah.
She's always hacking up a lung.
Always.
I am. I really am.
Well, speaking of hacking up lungs, had nothing to do with this last episode, but welcome back to What's in the Box.
What's in the
box?
Well, embezzlement.
No. Murder.
Well, now murder.
Murder and embezzlement.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is why I didn't take the money.
Murder may or may not have been falsified.
The embezzlement is 100% there, which is like, let's
double charges.
hang this man by his own petard.
Yep.
Double charges. One fabricated and one real.
Beloved PC or NPC Kabita Goldwound.
Nobody at his own party even liked him. Like, fuck
We
that
didn't
guy.
talk to any of the people that might have liked him.
No. We
just
focused on the people that
focused
don't.
on
No, we
the-
did. We talked to him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
okay, you're
fair.
right.
That's
You're
fair.
right.
He does love himself.
He does love
He
himself.
does love him some him.
Yup.
He loves himself pretty hard.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun episode. I like the infiltration and the party going and
Lots of different aspects from everybody. Like, everybody kind of took their own route, but we all worked together. Like, it was...
yeah,
It's crazy. A party.
a cohesive party.
Yeah.
Supporting each other's strengths and compensating for our weaknesses.
Yup.
Yeah.
On episode 36.
Hey.
We got there.
Guess what? 2 of the old members that aren't here were bad.
Whoa. One was bad, one was possessed. Those are 2 different things.
Okay, that's fair.
One tried to work with the party.
Yeah, Malik did his best.
That's true.
One was like, oh, you're standing there? Cool. Rhymes binding ice. Oh, I could magic missile him. No. Cones.
I want to hit 2 people. You and the other guy.
But yeah, and God damn it. Getting back to the cohesive party, this was a lot of fun to plan and perfect DM. Just that's what you get in life. I planned way more than I actually needed because y'all found 2 things and like went with it. But one fun thing, I was like, Kadima was on the right track with trying to get like disguise yourself. I was like, but just talk to the wrong person first because I ended up having like 5 notable NPCs for y'all to kind of like have different ways to distract or get in, and like Ghevarax latched on to our lease pretty quickly. With hers, like you could have
She had some good info.
had good info, and if you had like tried to like, coerce her in a way, you could have had her like go like kept feeding her drinks. If you had started steering her in a direction, she could have gone up to like confront Kabita about her suspicions of her family and cause a distraction that way.
Yeah, I went the opposite. I was like, I don't want her to be implicated in what we're doing.
which I didn't see coming, and was
You
a
caught
great.
some feelings.
Yeah.
It was a great little twist, and I love how that turned out.
Yeah.
The very harried guy was Orwin Thimblecroft, which was just her head steward. And if you would talk to him and like bribed him or convinced him, like, hey, let me take a little off your plate, that could have been a way, because he had all the keys to everything. He's the head steward, so you could have convinced him or like pickpocketed him or something like that.
Yeah, I was trying to.
I also had the keys to everything.
With his thieves' tools.
I thought about pickpocketing, but
Yeah, because my plan was that I was gonna try and take the post of the bartender and try and like start like controlling the party from the bar.
Yeah.
Which would have been very fun. I'm sad that failed.
Yeah.
That's what,
it'd be like that sometimes.
But then we got to dance.
yeah. Which was
favorite part.
amazing. Yeah, that was fucking beautiful. I wish I knew more about dance so I could have done that scene more justice. But I loved that.
Yeah.
I could picture it. I just know nothing about dance, so I cannot describe it.
That's something we can do in post.
Yeah, we'll fix that in post. But yeah, the Baron dude, he was just an old, angry dude that if you got him drunk enough, you could have just pointed him like, hey, go tell some of these stories to Kabita, or go like, just be drunk and boisterous and make more distractions.
He's the drunk uncle.
Yeah. The drunk uncle. And then there were a couple other ones that never got up. Lady Peregrine, she was just easily excitable and like spreading rumors and drama, and could have just been a rumor mill. But I had them kind of tied to like roles and the way Eldon rolled. And I was like, all right, I'll give you the first 3, and then if anybody else starts looking around, then I'll give you the other 2. There was also the captain of her guard, who you could have also tried to pickpocket or like convinced him of, just
Who's guard?
Kabitas, like the head of her guard. Or his guard.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I was just like, wait, are we talking about the lady that Gev went home with? Or
No. Yeah, the captain of Kabita's guard, who you could have talking to, and he was the most interesting one. I'm sad we didn't get to him, because he was like, he won't take bribes, but you could have like bested him in like a feat of strength or something. Like Kadima could have challenged him to like a sparring match or something and earned his respect, and like could have gotten in that way, but. Just didn't pan out, man.
I was trying to not go the like, I'm gonna go fight people at this party angle, because that would have been easy.
Yeah, that's the easy out. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like how it turned out. I loved Gav's interactions, and Eldon and Kadima's, and Mish doing what Mish does best.
Yeah, I was always going to try to dance with somebody. If it hadn't been Kadima, I was going to try to go for our narcissistic birthday boy.
That would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that would have been interesting, but also very painful.
Yeah, that. Oof.
I'm glad it was.
Missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Was it though?
Yes, I love causing pain.
But no, that's good, especially like because of the lost Eldon and Kadima episode. We've been like planting it in a bunch of different.
Now we're getting
scenes.
a really long will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
You mean will they?
Will they? I mean,
It's becoming less won't they.
it is. Yeah.
It is, but there's still room for it.
As much. It was a natural progression before, but just over a shorter amount of time. And I like the progression now, where it's just a little bit here and there.
Because it happened so organically the first time. It was quick, but it was still like perfect. In order to not force that in the re-record, this is the way it needed to go.
And it's still organic.
It's so perfect. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
It worked out.
And I like this now that there's like a bit of playful banter, because when I was re-listening, it was like Cassandra was telling Eldon that like Kadima was asking about him, and like there's all this like you confronted Kadima about it, and he was like, why would I ask about you? We were asleep.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I don't know what you're talking about. We don't do that here.
Yeah, play it cool.
Yeah, it feels very like shy.
Yeah, I love it. It's very great. And speaking of couples, we got our first confirmed off-screen with Ghevarax.
Wow.
Gev, how was it?
I do not kiss and tell.
Of course you don't. Of course you don't. Yes.
He just alludes and winks.
If I kiss and tell, it will take forever. It has been a lot.
Okay.
Oh my.
Goodness gracious.
Respect.
Did you enjoy that point of exhaustion afterwards?
It is worth it. There's a lot of tension after 39 years.
I could imagine.
I can't.
It's the 39-year-old virgin.
Yeah.
Holy shit! But yeah, that was great. I loved how that also progressed naturally. I was like, well, I mean, she's not gonna not invite you home. You spent all night with her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Build up that bond, and that'll be interesting to see.
Gev
how it
is
plays
nothing
out.
if not a gentleman, and wanted to make sure she still had her faculties.
Oh yeah, of course.
About her. It's very important to him. He is.
And it should be important to you, listener.
Yes.
Yeah.
Consent is key.
He can get people drunk on purpose to get them to do other things, maybe, but not that.
No.
You don't do that.
Ghevarax is
No.
a good person.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not Kavita.
It's interesting too. I was thinking about this, and because we do the fade to black, which is the way it should be done. But his disguised self as a tiefling isn't going to last. But he is a cleric, quote unquote cleric of Tenebris, who is like illusion and lack of self, and so like I had a plan for playing into that, like. Hey, you want to hear another secret? Tenebris likes when I go to parties, it's not myself.
Oh boy, that's.
I mean, he could have changed multiple times for her. Just
I
given
could.
her a very interesting
Yeah,
experience.
absolutely.
Every time. Never mind.
No,
Never mind.
No, we fade to
Never
black
mind.
for a reason.
I also have alter self, but that's concentration, so that'd be kind of.
So you're telling me,
So
what you're saying is he can't do it on the beat. Understood.
So, what was everyone's favorite part of the episode?
When Gev fucked.
Oh man.
I liked. I mean, it feels kind of dumb to say it, but like just the whole progression of the episode, like every bit of it, like working out the way that it did for certain things and some things not working. It was just a perfect heist party thing. Like you would see this on television, like some things where one person's just like. Also, actually, no, that is a lie. Drew staying behind to lock the window. That was so good.
Yeah, that was very good. Phenomenal.
It was just something I thought of when I was like, oh yeah, latch it from the inside. You just lift it up. Then I was like, I could be that dick and be like, oh, you just forgot to latch it, and that's one little bit of evidence that may or may not come back to bite you. Or I can kind of help establish Drew a little more as like, hey, no, yeah, this is what I fucking do. I help this dumbass do stupid stuff like this.
I love the tension between the two of them.
But it's also like playful, right? Like it's really fun because we have been together since we both woke up on the material plane, not knowing who the fuck we were.
Yeah,
like that's the
And
only.
it's been 40 years, just the two of you.
Just the
So
two
I
of
think
them.
there's a bit of like,
we have to keep
I
it.
need some fucking space.
We have to keep it interesting, then,
Yeah.
right? Like we have to, rib on each other because otherwise it gets boring.
I like that Drew is turned into Shovel from Baldur's Gate.
just helpful,
Minus the
but-
murder.
Just helpful, but a little bit of a dick
We
about it.
don't know that yet.
That is true. That is true. We haven't
Also,
gotten into it.
in most of his forms, he is smarter than I am. There's only two forms where he is the exact same intelligence, and that's the Quasit and the Skeleton. Otherwise, he is a 10 or higher on intelligence on all of his forms.
Turn that boy into a closet. He is Shovel.
Yep.
Tell you what.
Yeah.
The Sphinx of Wonder has a 15 intelligence.
Yes.
That's higher than mine.
Bam.
I also love the inflection of when he was saying to Mish, like, yeah, I'm good at what I do.
I know what I'm doing.
I was like, don't come for me.
Also, I'm gonna have.
I don't need him. He needs me.
Yeah, I was like, I'm here doing you a favor.
I need to figure out, or with the changes to help, I need to remember like what, because each of his forms are proficient in some slightly different things, and then also the Sphinx of Wonder can add 2 to a failed ability check or saving throw twice a day, but cannot go invisible. So there are certain forms that are going to be very useful for certain things, and we'll have to, as we start discussing those things more in character, I think it'll come up like, hey, this form is good at this stuff and that form is good at that stuff, and like let's collaborate on it.
Yeah. I think the only I assume you guys already discussed the waiving of the cost of resummoning and stuff like that as different forms.
I used starting gold to purchase enough incense to do it 6 times, so now I have 5 left because I just did it again.
It's a good thing we just got paid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I also still have 100 gold left if I need to buy more.
Heck yeah.
But I hadn't discussed it with Casey, but I know it costs money, so I at least set myself up for the beginning of the campaign, and when it gets low,
Don't worry. I didn't get 1,500 extra gold.
Yeah.
I definitely.
I didn't hear you say you took it.
I didn't take it.
That was the smart thing to do. Honestly, it's not supposed to look like a robbery.
It would have been way more impressive, just from a narrative standpoint, to have taken all those things, left it, and all of the traps and everything be there. But I want it to be like no one's done anything.
Yeah, that was the smart move.
Because I would have also had to take the embezzlement, because the real way to steal is steal gold and steal the embezzlement. That way, there's nothing like he said. Well, I had all this extra gold from this embezzlement thing.
Right. Yeah.
So that looks bad, but
it's like drug dealers stealing other drug dealers' drugs because they're not going to report it to the cops.
I put that there just in case you wanted to, but I respect the decision.
That was a smart move. For sure.
The idea that nothing happened. There's just now this thing that says he murdered somebody, or it was implied to be a part of
the murder.
And now I have a connection with the woman whose family was potentially murdered.
I mean, they were definitely. That's the thing. They were murdered. They just don't know for sure by who.
Yeah. Well, she thinks it was him. Now there's evidence, and now I have an inside connection to that.
Yeah.
That could be fun.
Yeah, you could go check on her when the news breaks that he's been arrested or whatever.
Mish found some interesting dealings of poison that was coming from some stuff.
Yeah.
can't wait to look over that. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of when we had dealt with poison stuff in the campaign so far.
Haven't really.
When it came up, I was like, is this a new thing that is being set up, or is this like tying back to something else? That was...
No, this is him setting up a tertiary bad guy called Senior Poison.
Senior Poison.
Yep.
This is just so he can put more giant scorpions in front of us.
He read my notes. No, it is a little bit of a callback to something, but only something that's been mentioned a few times. But you'll have to figure that out.
Now I have to go re-listen again.
To re-listen is to listen once.
Whoa! I listened to it once when we recorded it.
That's not listening.
I mean, we are listening to each other most of the time.
I hate it here.
But I'll give you more than that, because I don't think I had you roll for it. I think I just kind of gave it to you. But you guys have heard of it was mentioned as the newspaper clipping in Coldroon that there was
the one that Eldon found, right?
Yeah, that there's some plague stuff happening in Ruralia. They disappeared in Ruralia, and now that there's some poison being bought that was on the ledger, on the ledger that was in the safe. Possibly from Ruralia. So we'll see if that comes back to anything.
So let's go to Adrathos.
Hey, Adrathos, just as planned out as Ruralia.
We could go visit my dad.
Could. It's been a long time since Gav's been to have a rest.
I'll punch your dad yet.
Could go back to
Give me a
Zofia.
level. I'll punch your dad.
I might be physically, not mentally.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet.
Could go to Zatia too.
Punch someone from your family?
No. Ghevarax has ties with the Varia and Zatia. Heavier ties than here in Brennan, for sure.
Yeah, this is interesting. Now that we've done a job for the Varia, what the next job is if this is the intro to us working with them, what is the rest of it look like?
Yeah, I mean, are they going to keep their word that we can continue doing what we want to do just with help, or are they really, because we were so good at it, like, are they really going to try and draw us in?
This is a wild first job, because this is we get caught, we go to jail.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean, and for somebody this big setting something up,
But in their mind, we're also not from here. So it's easier for us to get in and do the stuff than one of their people.
And it's also one of those things where it's like, you were recruited and heard about because you got into a fight with a god avatar. They're like, you guys can handle breaking into a noble's mansion.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. It's like, this probably wasn't Civ's first job, but you guys are
an exception.
Yeah, they basically are looking at you like, oh, this could be like, as an ally, like we need a strike team, and like we do want to see.
And we have a hard job. These guys are the ones.
And we got out of Cauldron with the entire fucking city looking for us.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of proves our way, too. Like...
Oh, yeah. But it'll be interesting just to see. Look, I told you guys this off mic. I was honestly thinking, I was like, this might last an episode and a half. I don't have anything planned after this because we're back into that open-ended space where it's like, whatever happens next is really up to you guys, where you want to go, what you want to do, if you want to...
There's several plot hooks.
We do have several plot hooks.
Yeah, and I'll probably mention that too, like in the next episode above table, like after you guys kind of conclude this job and say like, hey, here's some of the plot hooks you guys know about already. Like, just go over all the ones that I know just in case.
Mini-map
Why don't we just fuck off from the material plane and go to the astral state?
Because you
Hell yeah.
won't be able to move.
That's
But yeah, I mean, we'll
Party
talk
pooper.
about
And
it.
we don't know what happens with time.
It's true.
Oh, then we can get down. We can get to the bottom of it. Not again.
Okay, love you, bye.
I like making the stinger the ones in the box just be pissing Snyder off.